Hi, everybody. I'm Meia Santiago, and you are watching Musicians Reveal with Joe Kelley.
My next guest is a tremendous singer, songwriter, composer, actress, award winning in a lot of categories. She's originally from Barcelona, Spain. She has made home in New York City for quite a number of years. She's worked with our friends from the Minneapolis crew, Prince and the New Power Generation. She's worked with Morris Hayes and also Kip Blackshire. We welcome Meia Santiago. How you doing?
Hi, Joe. I'm doing great, and I'm very happy to be here with you, and I'm very honored to to have this moment to share my projects
Yeah.
and to chat about anything.
Yeah,
So
it's cool that I was talking to you via text or email that you're right in there promoting your music and make Instagram. I wish I had a handle on Instagram like you. You're getting the word out. How are you? The new single "Love Is Like a Rose." Tell us
love.
about your strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that you say that because I have some people helping me. I'm not the
Hmm.
only one that is doing all this promo stuff. So I have a friend of mine who is an actor, but also is great in marketing,
Okay.
and is helping me with the with the marketing campaign, and that's why you see a lot of posts because we've been working in everything, the aesthetics, what the message, what we wanted to share each day, a different concept, a different um, part of the song that we wanted to highlight. And yeah, so far I think we've done a good job, and people can have like some more insight, of what is the song about, and
Hmm.
who wrote the song, who were the collaborators, and and I'm really grateful because, as you said, is a tough work. It's hard to put the word out there and
Yeah.
and keep it constant, and
Exactly. Yeah.
it's difficult, especially
Because
for
even.
artists, because I'm distracted, and I
Mhm.
sometimes like more focused on my creative work,
Mhm.
than on post. And but today we have so many platforms, like Instagram and Facebook and now TikTok.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a
And if you
lot.
take a few days off for a few weeks, people are like, okay, who's next?
Yes, and it's
Yeah.
what happened to
Yeah.
Media. So I don't
Right.
we didn't
Because
post for
we
3 days.
went to Vegas mid-March. My wife and I to visit my dad. He lives out there. And I think I took a week off from actually having new interviews. And you could tell right away the viewership, just like a week. We had older interviews, but that's the way people are.
Yeah, and also that's how the algorithm works. I mean,
Mm,
also
yeah.
I think,
Right.
so it's a way to keep people engaged. So
Mhm.
if you stop for 3 days, the algorithm somehow like I don't know, it's a small punishment, but it is
Yeah.
right
Right.
somehow.
Yeah.
But it's pretty unfair, but it's how it is. So
Yeah.
I'll take it more like as a game. So,
Right.
but and as a resource to know people, to to to share my work with people, with
Mhm.
new people. That's a great opportunity that the social media offers to artists. But I don't
Mhm.
take it too seriously, otherwise I
Right.
could be trying to be an influencer or something like that, and I'm not.
Yeah.
you
Right.
know
Right. Yeah, my wife said, she asked me the other day, are you an influencer? I said, I don't think so.
I,
I couldn't even define it, to be honest with you.
yeah,
Yeah.
at least I don't. it's not in my plans.
Yeah,
If
right,
I
right,
become an influencer, it's not going to be because it was my goal. Because my
right.
goal is to be an artist, a good artist, and and I'm just I'm here in New York because of
Yeah.
that. To work on my music career, to improve everything I can. To give to my audience and to my followers the best version of what I have to share with my art and my music.
Speaking of the latest single, "Love Is a Rose," for our viewers and listeners on the other audio outlets, it's available pretty much everywhere for digital download if they want to purchase it.
Yes, yes, yes. You can purchase it on Apple Music, of course, on Spotify. On You can download it or like watch it, or listen to it on YouTube.
Hmm.
Everywhere, everywhere. I think it's everywhere. Yeah, because I have this company, The Orchard, that they
Right.
are um, a Sony Music affiliate. So the distribution this time is pretty covered. It's pretty awesome. I mean, it's big. And yeah, this is thanks to 484 Suit Music, that
Hmm.
is a music productions company that I just start working with them with Love Is a Rose.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So
and
you got the
they
team together, which is good.
yes, yes, it's a team. So, and they are the ones that like upload the song to the Orchard via the Orchard and everything. So I'm really happy
Mhm.
because as I told you, this is nowadays the um to write music is always something. It's like for me is like therapy, and and keeps me alive, and
Mhm.
is what I need.
Right.
Is like a deep need that I have. So it keeps me alive. But
Yeah.
to put the music out is another
Right.
thing. It's like
Yeah.
it's more consuming, and you need a team to do this and that, for the distribution, for the promotion, for everything, because
Right.
it's too much, for the social media, for the press. It's a little bit too much for an artist. And the do it yourself, I don't think it works. Some part of the process you can do it yourself, but not all. It's too much.
Yeah, like you mentioned, you'd get burned out, and you wouldn't be focusing on your singing and acting. You'd be
Exactly.
focusing on you'd be on the computer all day.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And even with having even with these teams that I have,
Mhm.
I sometimes have to spend anyway a lot of hours on the computer, and
Mhm.
I have people helping me. So imagine without people helping me, that could be crazy. Mm.
Yeah, well, fortunately, you've got some good friends you've been working with lately, and actually, I think this is the third time we just had Morris Hayes on the show, but the third time you've worked on a song with him, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
with this.
take us back to your first introduction to Morris, and also Kip Blackshire, another great friend of ours.
Sure. So with Marius, we start talking. I think that 3 years ago, something like that, and it
Oh,
was
okay.
via Aaron Casterly, who is who was my manager that time by that time, and he lives in UK, but he worked for Morris as
Oh, okay.
an assistant, personal assistant for a while, like
Hmm.
maybe 7-10 years ago. And he introduced me to Morris. He said, "Look, I'm working with these artists, and I think that you should know each other, guys." And And Morris was okay if Aaron is like, introducing me to this artist, so I will give it a try. I will give this person, this artist, a chance. So we started like on a Zoom call, the
Hmm.
three of us, and then I started sending songs to Morris. We chose one of the songs, I Can't Stay Away
Hmm.
from You, and then it was pandemic. It was
Yeah.
pandemic, so it was very difficult to
Hmm.
like really meet or doing any kind of personal meeting. It was not doable. Not so. We had to wait. I think like at least 1 year, more or
Oh,
less.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, because it was even the vaccination moment. It was like kind of one of the, I would say, toughest moments of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So yeah, but at least we kept the relation,
Hmm.
like a relationship alive via these
Right.
drafts. Like back and forth, we were sending music over and demos, and finally 1 year after we met, I went to his studio and we started recording.
You were
We
down in Arkansas?
In Arkansas, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We already recorded that during this year demos. You
Right.
know, was not never traveling because it was too scary to travel. It was still too
Yeah. Yeah.
scary. So um, we wait. We waited
Mhm.
because it was too scary. And then I went there. I recorded the song, and it went great. It was for me like fabulous. It was, oh wow, it was a dream come
Right.
true. Oh, I'm finally here, and I'm finally recording with Morris, and this song is going to. I already knew that this song is going to be great. Um, but it took us like, I don't know if it was like 6, 7 more months or something like that to finish it, because the same thing, we had to send the music over to other musicians that couldn't travel, or because the world was still a bit, it was the reconstruction of after,
Yeah. It was unsettled and
yeah,
rebuilding. Yeah.
building, yeah, was the
Yeah.
rebuilding. Yeah. So everyone was trying to figure out what to do. Everything was slower, but
Right.
finally we released the song. I think it was on the following summer, and it went great. I had the honor of having Shelby's backing vocals on the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we know Shelby. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Great. She's nice.
that was fabulous. I remember her email. She was like, "Oh my God, this song could be written by me." like that. She loved the song, and I was like, "Oh, that's so nice." To read
Yeah.
a message like that, like it's written by me, means that there's a connection, right? That
Yeah.
really speaks to her, and
Hmm.
that is something that you can tell in her backing vocals, because are very, I could say that she put a lot of her self there, her soul, her, it's not, it, she did a special work. I With this,
Right.
I am, is what I'm trying to say, that I think that Shelby, uh, what she did, I'm still grateful, because it added a lot to the song. And then I had the chance also to have, and the privilege, but I this was not the first time. It
Hmm.
maybe was the third time to have David Pastor, who is a jazz
Oh, okay.
drum, yeah, as a jazz trumpeter, that is
Hmm.
a jazz trumpet player, that he's awesome, and he's one of the major jazz trumpet player stars in Spain, and I would
Hmm.
say even in Europe is very, very, very, very well known. He's amazing. He's a virtuoso, he just did a short, like a short solo there, um, but so beautiful. It sounds very Miles, is what I like. So
Oh,
has
okay. Yeah.
this Miles vibes that I love, and yeah, and then I have my brother there, and I had Malcolm Joseph also there. Malcolm Joseph is the he has his own work. He has his own project in which
Okay.
I also collaborated with him in his project. I collaborate. What I don't remember now. Oh my god, because I don't remember the name of his album. Um, uh, Ground, Ground.
Okay.
Yes, Ground by Malcolm Joseph. And I played a song called "The City of Last Things." And
Ah, okay.
yeah, the lyrics are mine, and we built the heart, the melody together, and it's in Spanish and English, so it's very cool. And
Oh,
well,
in the same song?
yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah. We decided to mix Spanish and English in the same song.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was great. And after I was saying this because I had Malcolm that asked me to collaborate in his album. Then I told I told him, say, Malcolm, I'm working with Maurice. Do you want to collaborate with our song? And he said, yeah, we'll be so happy. So I had him playing the bass also in the song, and Malcolm also plays with oh my gosh, now I'm like
It's early in the morning. Well, not early, but
no, but
I'm just kidding.
Grace Jones.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, so he also plays with Grace Jones, like on tour. He's always
Mhm.
touring with her.
Yeah. We met Kip Blackshire, who's been on our show as well a couple times, and he's on the latest single, right? Does he play guitar as well as sing on your
Yeah,
record?
yeah. Kip, with
Yeah,
Kip.
Kip. Yeah, Kip
Yeah, with
Blackshire. Yeah.
the collaboration didn't start until Love Is a Rose, because
Right.
on I Can't Stay Away From You, that is the first song that I was now I mentioned all the musicians that played in I Can't Stay Away From You, like Shelby, of course Morris, my brother, David Pastor, and Malcolm Joseph.
Mhm.
But this was the first production. Then it came Sex Appeal,
Sex appeal. Yeah.
has another, like, other musicians. The only ones that are still the same are Morris and my brother, but the rest are a Spanish bass player, Sergio
Mhm.
Definicio, who is awesome, and and the and the I don't remember now the name of the arranger, the brass arranger. I don't
Mhm.
remember now, because it's a friend of Morris, and he is someone amazing. But
Mhm.
I this is one thing that I will text him to know.
Oh, is
And
somebody in the Prince organization?
I think so. That's
Maybe
why.
Phil Lassiter? No, no.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but I think no, because Phil Lassiter I could remember. Uh,
Okay.
um,
I just had
yeah,
Lynn Grissett on. He's a trumpet player from the MPG horns. But yeah, Morris, you better talk to him.
yeah, because Maurice knows so many people,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also sometimes he mentioned Phil. That's why I
Okay.
remember. But Phil was busy by that time or something like that. That we should have had to wait like months or something like
Oh,
that,
okay.
or more time than what I wanted, because I wanted to release it in summer. It's a reggae song, and there was something related to the timing, so that's why we didn't reach out to him. But I will let you know who is
Yeah.
the
Thanks.
arranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
you're having a lot of fun on that record, and people should go to May's website, check it out on YouTube for Sex Appeal. Tell us about making the video.
Oh yeah, the video. The video was well. I was like, okay, this song is so like festive, and it has this sensual vibe. I want to dance.
Mhm.
I'm not a dancer, but I started. It's not that like, oh, out of the blue. I'm not a dancer, but I've been always studying dance, and I've been always uh, rehearsing and going to classes since I was 6 years old. I mean,
Wow.
I yeah, yeah, yeah. I did ballet, contemporary dance, tap dance. I've done everything, almost everything. Not break dance. I'm not a break,
Hey,
but
you're still young. You could do it.
I can still try. I can still
Yeah,
try.
right.
You know, but and not and I haven't tried pole dance, but it
Oh,
looks
okay.
fun. It looks fun
Yeah,
and
yeah. Well, you could
difficult.
tell from your videos, I was like, "Oh, you took some classes because some of the moves." I mean, I my wife used to be a ballroom dance champ. I'm
Oh
not the dancer. She was before she met me, but I could tell like the some of the moves you're making in there. So yeah, you definitely were
yeah,
in class.
ballroom
Yeah.
dance. I also studied ballroom dance for 3 years.
Oh
It's
wow, so you could talk with her.
beautiful. It's so beautiful. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, and it's so difficult. Wow.
Yeah, her and her ex used to have a school too, so they competed and had 7 days a week at the school. She says, "I'm retired. I'm never going back to it."
Yeah, no, I know it's
Yeah,
very tough. Yeah,
yeah,
any kind of dance like it's a discipline. Yeah, it's very difficult, and you have to be there like 8 hours and practicing. And
right.
well, I say it 8 hours, and sometimes it's more a day. I had so many friends that are dancers. I know it's very. And also it's something. It's an art that also it's demanding as far as you have to rest well, you have to eat
Mhm.
well. There's a lot going on. There's
Yeah,
a So I have a huge respect for dancers, a huge respect.
yeah.
At some point in my life I could have decided to be a dancer, when I was like 20 or something like that,
Mhm.
but I thought, no, maybe it's a bit too late, because I had friends that started with 15 years old already, went to Amsterdam to study, in a conservatory. So I was like, I might be a bit late. And I also like, acting, and I also love my music. So, and I also saw more future, in music, and I thought that I could like stay longer
Mm,
active. I thought,
mhm.
if I start now a dance career, maybe when I'm 30 I will have to stop, and then I'm already late. That's why that's what I was
Right,
thinking.
right.
Maybe I'm already late because I'm 20, and maybe at 30 I will have to stop. So, but I don't know why it went to this. We started talking about dancing.
Yeah,
One
I'm
of
the
my,
one. I started it. I
yeah,
brought up my wife
yeah,
competing
it
in
was
dance.
one
Sorry.
of my passions in life,
Yeah.
and it was
Right.
always one of my passions. That's why
Right.
it was not something that I did like randomly, like, oh wow, now she's dancing. It's because it's one of my passions,
Mhm.
and well, I have this cool dancer with me, that he's a Spanish dancer, and he's
Mhm.
studying choreography, and he had some fresh ideas, very very fresh. Everything was and fun,
Mhm.
and finally I think that it worked out well. It's a mix that it's of choreography and like a kind of underground setup,
Right, right.
and yeah, and I think that also my acting there, in front of the camera, though I'm not
Mhm.
doing a great thing, but still also works. So it's I think it's fun to watch, and if people want to, to watch and give me their feedback, it's on
Yeah.
TV
We'll have the link
channel.
in our description here on both YouTube and Spotify and all Apple. They can click and just go through. You got an hour. Sit down and watch all the videos
Oh
and
yes.
sign up for her channel.
Wow, that
Yeah.
yeah, that could mean a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you mentioned we talked in the beginning about moving from Barcelona, Spain, growing up in Spain. Um, you made a huge jump, and right before the pandemic, you didn't know what was going to happen. None of us did. But what went into your decision to come across and move from Spain all the way to the big city, New York City?
City, right? Yeah. So it was because I was awarded for one of my songs, "Be Gentle, My Love." That
Okay.
was a part of an EP that I recorded in Spain with a music producer called Danny Vega. Danny Vega
Mm,
is pretty well known in Spain, more as a guitar player because he is the guitar player of Mishima. Mishima is a pop rock band, a Catalan pop rock band, and it's very famous in Catalonia. It's very famous, right? In Spain, like
mhm.
they are well known, but in Catalonia they are a big thing. And well, so he liked my songs. He said, "Yeah, let's work together. This is this material. It resonates in me too." So he started working with these songs, and one of the songs, "Be Gentle, My Love," was awarded by Aphrodite Film Awards here in New York City. Aphrodite Film
Okay.
Awards is a film festival, but also they have the music section, the music category, and they chose "Be Gentle, My Love." I was like very surprised. So I was
Mhm.
like talking to the email, yeah, talking via email, like emailing the director, the of the festival, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's like this is amazing, thank you so much." And she was telling me, "Oh, you know what, I really love your music, and I also I usually go in summer to Spain." She said, I think to Mallorca, that she usually goes on vacation to Mallorca, and we were talking about
Right.
Mallorca and how great are the beaches there and everything. And but I was like, "Oh my gosh, look, I'm talking with these people there, and they appreciate my music, and they seem so welcoming and friendly that I said, you know what, I'm gonna book a flight, and I'm gonna go there just to meet them and
Right.
to do some contacts, to start something, to start this conversation, but in real life,
Right.
and yeah, and that's why I started first, like trying to build some connections here, and then finally I moved, like more with moved in more with this goal of like working on my music career, to find
Mhm.
a music producer here, to play as much as I could. And that's what I've been basically doing all these years. Like, I've been playing as much as I could, and I've been trying to contact, musicians and singer-songwriters here, to work with them, to make music. So yeah, I have never stopped. And
Yeah. You're just building on the connection, building on your career.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
multifaceted. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was all because of an award, because of
Mhm.
being awarded, so these things, honestly, is they can sometimes have this positive outcome suddenly, of changing the course of a life, the
Mhm.
changing the direction of of uh, of your, maybe it was my destiny. I don't know. It was,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not sure, but it was very special. It was very special.
Yeah, when we used to do the show at WVOF down in Fairfield, Connecticut, it was, we had the folks from the Brooklyn Film Festival come to the studio. I don't know
Oh,
if are they still doing it? I'm not sure, but yeah, we had some. It was a good time. Yeah,
me neither. I know that there
yeah,
are many film festivals still that support independent filmmakers and independent musicians, and that's awesome. That's one thing that
yeah,
you can find here in New York that I think is awesome. This independent scene, um, uh, not only in the film industry but also in the music industry, I think it's great and it's huge. There's
yeah.
always a new music venue. There's always a new film festival. There's always,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, we used to, like I was telling you off air, we were like an hour away from New York City. Would every weekend or every other weekend we'd take the train down to Grand Central and we'd go in the village. So many clubs, the bitter end, and um,
Peter Rand, yeah.
yeah, yeah, seen a lot of great shows over there. But yeah, you just have to seek the places out.
Yeah, that I was lucky enough to play in Rockwood, Rockwood Music
Oh
Hall.
yeah, right.
Remember?
Yeah,
So,
I
but
haven't
now,
been there, but I've heard. I know it's
no,
well
because
established.
it
Yeah.
closed.
Oh, it closed. Okay.
They closed forever because
Okay.
now the venue has another name. But
Hmm.
I was lucky enough because Rockwood is like so. It was so. I mean, I think that it was so well known, so significant, like meaningful
Right.
in the independent scene. You
Right.
know, Leighton Rockwood was like, yeah, and I had the chance, and I was lucky enough to play in on stage one, stage three, and stage two. All
Wow.
all the stages, all the rock music halls stages I've played. I
Wow.
played on them, and I'm very happy
Hmm.
because well, it doesn't exist anymore. So that's why I'm very happy. So
Yeah,
it's like,
but it's nice to have it in your bio. All these
yeah,
legendary places. Yeah.
yeah, it's now it's part of my memories, and
Mhm.
it's beautiful. And also I've played in Nublu. I love
Yeah.
Nublu.
Black emoji, right? You
Yeah,
are
yeah.
affiliated with. Yeah.
Nublu is where I met Black Emoji, and also where I met Idal Shure,
Mm.
and we wrote that song, Angels in New York City.
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't,
nice song. Yeah.
yeah, maybe people maybe don't know, but this song worked really well, and it's pop, electro pop track,
Mhm.
and I wrote these lyrics asking like for guidance, or asking for angels in New York City, and coincidentally, uh, I I I was about to release that song at the end of March, when just started pandemic. So it was like
Oh,
a very strange coincidence because the
yeah.
words resonated so much, in
Mhm.
a very weird way, you know. But at the same time, I think that's why people loved it, because it was like everybody could feel that, I don't know, that the song was a part of them, a part of this prayer, for help, for something to help us, because we were like, we were living in terror, right? But
Right. Yeah. So
well,
what was it? I haven't been to New York City in a while, especially since we moved up here. But were the streets so quiet at the beginning of the pandemic?
was it
Without the cars in New York City, it
yeah,
was so quiet.
was so quiet, but the ambulances, the
Oh, yeah, right.
were all the time like
Oh, okay.
passing by. So it's all the time you can hear this,
Oh, yeah.
like
People were
the
getting sick, yeah.
I would say the sound of death, because you knew that it was not something less than that. Because
Right, right.
everybody, I know everybody, but I could say that 90% of people in my building by that time they died.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Because they
Did you
were
catch
all,
did you
all,
c
all people. They were
Yeah, yeah, their
people.
immune systems, yeah.
And, and
Wow.
it was it was a nightmare to live that uh,
Yeah.
times here. It was a nightmare.
Did you get COVID when it was out back then?
And this song, it's always relates me to that, because it was released then, and it was the
Mm,
soundtrack for me. It was my soundtrack there. I need some angels, angels in New York City. It was my oh my
yeah,
gosh. And I couldn't even go back to Spain.
right.
My mom was in urgent care,
Mhm.
so because she got it, and I could not even like book a flight because I was closed. It was everything closed, and I was like, I don't know. It's still, for me, it's still difficult to talk about that time,
Yeah.
because it
Did
was,
your mom recover from it?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
thanks.
okay. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Thanks.
Whew.
So yeah, but it was super tough. Yeah,
Yeah, I can imagine. Well,
yeah.
switching gears right now. A great musician guy who was on our show a couple weeks ago, Brian Jackson. You're affiliated with Brian, right? I didn't even know that connection. That was great.
Yeah, because Brian is one of the musicians that I also met in Nublu. Because in
Okay.
Nublu, the manager is İlhan Ersahin. He's
Hmm.
Turkish American,
Hmm.
and he offered me a residency there, a singer residency there, and I was singing in the studio 151. That it's just upstairs. It's Nublu's studio, like kind of. Uh, it's a smaller, like, as far as capacity, a
Okay.
smaller venue, like kind of venue, because he has three venues: Nublu, Studio 151, and Nublu another number. I don't know.
Right.
There are three of them. Okay, and all of them, they have different capacities. So as I was just arrived in New York City, it was amazing to have a place like Studio 151 to build my audience, because I could play there every week and build more and more people that, oh yeah, Meia is here, and oh yes, I heard. Did you hear Meia last week? Oh yeah, you have to. It was a great
Yeah.
to be part of that community, and I'm always grateful, and I will always be grateful to Ilhan for that opportunity that he gave me. And he's
Mm.
an awesome jazz saxophonist. It's amazing. His music is great. And he has, so all these musicians like Brian Jackson that are part of the New Blues and New Blues community, New Blues family, uh,
Mhm.
however you want to call it. I think it's more a family. and
Right.
and yeah, and Brian, I met Brian, like, I don't know, like several times. We had conversations, and we even had a conversation once in which we were talking about collaborating with it,
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, I remember. I think that one of the last conversations we had was about like a possible collaboration, but we never moved. The conversation never moved forward, because I don't know, I was already, I think, already working with Morris. It was something we were, it I don't know, it's something that is still maybe a possibility. I don't know. I love Ryan Jackson, and I went to some of his concerts there in Nublu,
Mhm.
and he's amazing. And I love the album, this album that he put out now.
Oh
There,
yeah, a lot of Latin, big
Nash, Nash,
Latin record, right? Yeah, Latin jazz.
yes. How is it called?
Mhm. I'm not sure the title.
Yeah,
I mean, we talked about it. Yeah.
but it's the one that is the one because I heard, like, I was listening to Ponta Giarea, and it's all
Okay.
about Milton Nascimento's
Okay.
songs, right?
That
Well,
sounds familiar. Yeah.
at least this is the album that I was listening to lately from him, and I love some of the arrangements that he did for these songs, these Milton Nascimento songs, because I love Brazilian music, you know. And this is one thing also that is very, that I think that people that play in at New Blue are like share,
Mhm.
because Ilhan has a lot of, well, he is married with a Brazilian woman,
Okay.
and he brings there like Caetano Veloso. I mean, he brings all the Brazilian stars. So and he's always trying to to have the Brazilian music, to give the Brazilian music a spotlight. To
Right.
so, and I love bossa nova. But this is one thing also that we share with Maurice Hayes, because
Mhm.
Maurice loves Astro Gilberto. Uh,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yes, he loves all the bossa nova. He loves bossa nova, but for real, I we we've been listening to songs that I didn't even know, and thanks to him, I know. So he's, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Talented musician, and you've got, we mentioned before, his songwriting partner and keyboard uh, tandem partner with Prince and the MPG, both from Arkansas, Kip Blackshire. When you first met Kip, what did he contribute to your record?
Yes, so thanks to Maurice, eh, I met Kip, and Maurice told me, look, for Love Is a Rose, we are going to have Kip helping us with
Mhm.
the vocal production. And I said, okay.
Okay.
I thought, well, you know, uh, I've been always very happy with the vocal production with Maurice, but I trust in Maurice, when he says something, I know it's going to be for the better, and it's going to like improve everything. I mean, he's so wise. He really,
Mhm.
really is someone, you can tell that not only is a huge talented artist and musician, but also this, I guess that this the work and and his experience with Prince, and and and like his work as a music director. And I think that he sees, he can see what you need. It's like he's he can see what you need even before or he can see, or yeah, see what the song needs before that you even realize, and suddenly after you think, oh my god, but it's this thing that we did with Kip was great, because this song with all these vocal harmonies, that this has take this has taken this song to another level, and this is what the song really needed, and well, Maurice sees that, he has like a huge intuition, I guess,
Yeah,
also.
they both have that church foundation, and Kip, him and his brothers are, great singers together as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right with the cool people, the people we love too. So
Oh yes, they, and
yeah,
also they are amazing, and it's so fun to work with them. Yeah, they are always joking, and if you feel blocked or something, they make a joke, and then
right, right.
you start laughing, it's so fun, sometimes the only thing is that sometimes I miss like some of the jokes because I still don't get all the slang kind of, especially from the south, because when they are
Right, right. I
but
had uh I interviewed Cyndi Lauper a few years back, and we were talking off air, and she was making a joke with me, and I just was quiet, and she weighed in. She goes, "That was a joke. That's the Queen's English because she's from Queens."
ah
So it went over my head.
yeah, yeah, sometimes it's difficult, because you don't have to know all the background, all the people's background. But
Right.
imagine, even like, with me it's even more challenging, because more difficult, because I'm from another country, from another
Yeah.
culture, so wow.
Spanish, your first language, right? So
Yeah,
yeah,
Spanish is my
yeah.
first language, and um I've been here for almost 7 years, but I still feel I still feel that I don't know anything, because every state is different. The
Mm, yeah.
the the accents, the everything. The
How about yourself singing in
yeah.
Spanish and English? Does your voice
Oh,
total different change? Yeah. Tell us
that's
about the change.
that's a good question. Um, I could say, I mean, the Spanish is more open.
Mhm.
I think that is more is a language that allows you to, to maybe project your voice more, or but naturally, I mean, then you
Right,
can do that in any language, I mean, but naturally, if you don't have
right.
technique, if you don't have any vocal technique, just because of the how it works as far as sound, for the vowels, it's easier because the vowels are very open, right?
Right.
But the English has a very groovy, um, characteristic quality, a very groovy
Mhm.
quality, because it's very staccato. That's why I always love it to sing pop or funky, because it's very staccato, and
Okay.
it's as far as there are so many occlusives, and the vowels are not very open, so
Okay.
instead, if I speak in Spanish, yo te diría, ¿cómo estás? And you see
Mhm.
that suddenly I have to open a bit more my mouth,
Okay.
to make it happen, to really sound natural.
Right.
So there are always, it's very interesting. I studied translation in the at university. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I did an undergraduate degree. So it's very interesting, and I studied English and Portuguese,
Mhm.
and it's so interesting because each language has its own musicality. So of course, the the voice quality changes a bit, but it's not like 100%. It's a bit, because you are adapting to the the language musicality itself, right? But
Mhm.
I wouldn't say that it doesn't change the timbre or the tone. It doesn't change that. It doesn't change the tone of your voice or anything like major. It's just the nuances, these little
Right.
nuances, regarding that every language musicality, that the every language has its own musicality. That's why I love
Hey.
languages,
Yeah.
because it's like music, really. It's like,
Right. Yeah.
and I love. It's very challenging because you feel that you are always vulnerable, because every language is a new music. So it's
Mm.
very challenging. But still, it's the same. It keeps me fresh and alive, and I'm always trying to learn languages.
Yeah, and you're open to a lot of new experiences, and you have the multilingual, so that's a bonus.
Yeah, and for instance, when I write
Mhm.
songs, I always like to have a co-writer, or someone,
Okay.
or no, but someone who I can check the lyrics. But I feel more confident because to write is easier than to speak, you know. and
Okay.
and when I sing, I also feel confident because I know the lyrics, and
Right.
I've rehearsed the pronunciation. So it's just work, you know. Talking, talking another language, speaking another language is this is what is like challenging, and also sometimes you feel a bit vulnerable because
Hmm.
yeah, you are sometimes usually translating in a very super, like, at a very high speed. You are translating from one your original, um, your own language to the foreign language. So it's like
Right.
it's a like
It's a lot of work.
it's a lot
Yeah.
of brain work.
Yeah, exactly.
My
Yeah.
brain. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been on the phone with your family back in Spain and forget a phrase in Spanish because you've been living here so long?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. And sometimes, like, I cannot find the word in Spanish. I only have the word in English. I don't know. Or sometimes in English I cannot find the word, but I don't even remember the word in Spanish. That's weird.
Yeah. Right. Right. Hey, what was it like performing up in the legendary Apollo Theater up in Harlem? That must have
Oh
been a great
yeah.
experience. I saw the rehearsal on YouTube for yourself.
Yes, yes, that was amazing. I mean, just to be selected to be a part of the Apollo amateur night, that was crazy for
Mhm.
a Spaniard. I just
Right.
I went there because a friend of mine was there, and she convinced me, like, come. And I said, but I don't like these talent shows. I don't
Mhm.
really kind of like these talent shows. I never
Right.
like because I'm very like, um I don't know. I feel that I'm very focused on my singer-songwriter career, so I've never like really I've never had uh the interest. I never had the interest to go to talent shows, but this is a different talent show, kind of. It's more like
Mhm.
a cultural institution.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and my friend was very engaging, and and then I was there, and I was doing the line, and I was like waiting, and I did my thing. I sang "I Can't Stay Away from You," and
Okay.
they were all the contestants. They were fabulous. And then I left, and I said, well, this is, I'm not gonna think about it anymore, so I and like 2 weeks later, I got that email, congratulations. And it's a like the email is great, your path to stardom or something like that has just
Right.
started. Because it's an institution, it's a cultural institution, so they had so many uh famous singers, like as
Yeah. You walk in the hallway, you see on the walls all the pictures.
yeah, but even as
Yeah.
contestants, as they had like who they said, oh yes, Luther Vandross. Luther,
Yeah. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
he he and more people that I don't remember, but only if you Google it, you will be like, wow. uh her
Yeah.
her also, H
Yeah. Yeah.
her.
HER. Yeah. She played
Yeah,
guitar. Yeah.
she also was there as a in the contest,
Mhm.
and I don't remember who else, but many stars. So yeah, it was fabulous, and it was great to rub the tree, and
Oh, yeah. That's right.
you
Yeah.
know and to be in front of that audience. And I have another chance now in May. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm happy that I'm still, part of the contest. But
Right.
but the same, it's just one thing that I appreciate, that
Right.
they, they chose me, but I'm not. It's not my path. I don't
Yeah.
see.
It's not your priority.
It's not
Yeah.
my priority.
Yeah. We won't see you on America's Best Singers trying to compete, right?
I don't.
Or whatever that's called.
It's,
America's Got Talent. Yeah.
it has never been mine. It has never
Yeah.
been something uh, that I didn't feel, I didn't know, and I didn't have the call. the calling. Not
Right.
even in Spain. In Spain, I won a contest, a
Hmm.
vocalist contest, a singers contest, but it was something a little bit different. We have this guy is called Coquemaya. People can
Okay.
Google him. So Coquemaya is a singer-songwriter. Is famous in Spain and pretty famous also in Latin America because he had a group, a pop rock group called Los Ronaldos, that they had like huge hits, right?
Right.
In the late 80s, 90s, and well, he now is just doing a solo career, his solo career, and he recorded an album with all female singers. So he has
Okay.
this album called Mujeres, Women, and
Okay.
it's recorded with very famous Spanish singers. And he said, "You know what? I'm gonna make a contest, and each city that I go, I will open this contest, and the singers that live there or around, uh, they can send me a video
Hmm.
with a cover with one of his songs, and I will choose." And he chose me in Barcelona for Barcelona. And then, of course, I sang with him on stage. That was pretty huge because he's huge there. So, and the concert was at Luz de Gas, which is a great music venue. And I mean, but that made some sense because I already know his songs. He's a singer
Hmm.
songwriter. I'm a singer songwriter. I'm always interested in listening to singer songwriters, and learning their songs. I already knew some of his songs, so it was not. It was very natural. It was a natural contest for me to win, you know,
Hmm.
because it was not like trying to, I don't know, to be someone that I'm not. I've always liked to
Right.
be who I am.
Yeah. Staying true to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm telling you that I never went to The Voice or the or I would never go to the American Talent, because in Spain we have The Voice as well, La Voz,
Oh,
and I
okay.
never
Yeah.
went there, and I would
Hmm.
never go here because mm, it's it I spend more of my time most of my time doing songs and singing,
Hmm.
like
Right.
to singing to for my songs, and I like to do
Mhm.
covers. But some covers I'm not.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that I'm a lazy singer. No, I have my degree in modern music and jazz.
That's right.
that,
Yeah.
that it, it,
Yeah.
it was a lot of, like, at least 10 years of studying vocal technique. So and I never stop. I always do something. I like to try this teacher, that teacher, to incorporate new things. And I'm always
Right.
now I have this kind of, it's crazy, but I started with this singing straw. That is cool, something new.
What is that?
This is a
Oh, that's something new?
yeah, yeah, well, new, relatively new. It has like
Oh,
three,
okay.
4 years or five.
Oh, okay.
So it's a straw, and
Oh,
work
okay.
um on your breath. So
Oh,
so
okay. Gotcha.
so you are working, but also on it works also to um relax the jaws. It has a tones of like good positive, I think, for at least for me, what I'm discovering, positive effects, benefits. But I don't want
Right.
to sound like I'm selling this, because I'm not the owner of this idea,
That's right.
getting any credit
Hey,
or
they got
any
some free
money,
publicity.
from this. So it's just to
Right.
tell people that I'm
Right.
always like, I'm always checking what's new,
Right.
as far.
But if they want to contact Meia for a endorsement,
Oh yeah,
send the money
please.
to Meia.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So listen, Maya, I got to thank you for joining us for the last hour, and we want to encourage our viewers, our listeners. The best places to find you are you tell us.
Well, the best places, I could say Spotify,
Okay.
and YouTube, and then my
Hmm.
social media. I am usually more active on Instagram and on Facebook.
Okay. And we'll have the links, like I said before, right in our description. You can go there, click on them, and discover continuing great music. You're very young, and you still got. We look forward to all the great music coming out of you, and feature films too, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
So, and I
be nice.
also worked as an act. Apart from, yeah, my music career, I also have been working as an actress in some independent films here in New York. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm happy about that. And I have to tell you that, yeah, regarding projects, I'm working right now again with Maurice and Kip with new music. So, what we're working on new music. And
yeah,
yes, and I'm always, like, I'm always, if I'm not working on new music, I'm thinking how to put out the music or something like that.
yeah.
Something of
That's great.
always like working on a part of the process.
Right. So you got to come by. Again, the door is open. We'd love to have you back, Maya.
Yes, I would love to come back with more music, more songs, and maybe a
Yeah.
whole EP or an album that I hope I have time and resources to do so, because music I have
Right.
enough. So
That's right. So thanks, Maya. Meia Santiago. Thank you.
thank you, Joe. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Okay. Gracias.
Gracias.